Hey, what's going on YouTube? Anaris here with the third and final game in this best of 3 series between PuMa of Team Evil Geniuses, the Red Terran, down in the bottom left position, facing off against HerO of Team Liquid, the Blue Protoss, up in the top left here today on Xel'Naga Fortress. Now, this is the first game that I personally have cast on this map, so I'm going to take a quick moment and just show you guys the lay of the land. There are 3 spawning positions up here in top left, bottom left, and also over here in the middle. We'll use PuMa as the example. Pretty decent sized main base, no special features, no little hidden areas with vision blockers, etc. But as we head down, we see that there is a natural expansion that's pretty wide open, but notice how there is a choke point right here and right here. Still kind of wide. But moving forward towards the middle of the map, it's really dark, can't really see that well here. This looks to be a little bit lighter. We see that it does move forward to a wide open spot in the middle of the map where there is a third base available. And we've kind of shifted up to using HerO as an example. And finally, the middle has a watchtower that is in the shape of some type of obelisk. I really don't know what. But again, it is modified and apparently has a countdown. Oh my. That, I don't know if that's just there or if that is actually functioning. Maybe the Xel'Naga Tower will disappear after 420 seconds. Pretty interesting stuff. So HerO, now let's actually pay attention to the builds. HerO is starting to scout first. Again, sending out the gateway probe. We see he's going one gateway with assimilator. And second pylon going down. Pretty standard building placement so far. Likewise, PuMa, pretty much similar, same thing, going ahead, 1 Rax gas. I'm really going to be curious to see what PuMa decides to do here. You know, in game number 1, it felt like he was pretty confident, got himself just an early lead with that nice fake out with the structures, switching over to that command center, and yeah, he was, I think, behind for a minute or 2 in the early stages of that game, but, you know, HerO just was not able to catch up after that initial engagement. So I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I guess I just kind of did. Oh, well, if you're watching game number 3, you should already know what happens, or else shame on you. Shame on you. So second geyser's going down for HerO here. Looks like he's going to be possibly doing some kind of tech play. We'll wait and see what he drops down next, as he does still have the probe hanging around midfield. Terran, of course, having scouted over on the right, is dropping a factory. Now, he could... Oh, man, you see he's not building any add-ons to this just yet. He does not have enough gas, obviously. But having started a Marine, you know, he kind of knew he would have the gas right there for it. So I really wonder with this second geyser if he's going to be doing some type of tech play involving like a 1-1-1. I say this because if I were him, we see a bunker going down actually. Ooh, that's another indication. If I were him, I would just want to win this. You know, this is still early on in the championship bracket. I think this is round 1. So, yep, Starport's going down as well as a tech lab. We are indeed going to be seeing a 1 versus or a 1v1 there. Apparently cannot get that out. So basically what he wants to do here is just go with a strategy, a build order that is tried and true. It is very difficult for a Protoss to hold off. Now look at what HerO's doing. He's dropped a Stargate down here very close to the Protoss base. Now he could decide to try to harass with Phoenix. He could maybe do Void Ray, although that's probably not likely to happen. Void Ray... Let's take a look here, see what he's scouted. Yeah, he spotted the barracks, he knows the bunker's there. Again, he kind of has an idea that maybe he's going to be facing up against a 1-1-1, but he doesn't know 100% for sure, because, again, the bunker here blocking it off. The Stalker's not able to come up and get any good vision, but it's a safe bet, knowing that, okay, you know, bunker, barracks, can't see anything else. Well, he's going to have to be kind of worried about that. As game number 3, people tend to do strategies like this just to make sure that they can win. Now, HerO, on the other hand, he is over here chrono boosting out a Void Ray indeed. So he will actually be trying to harass the mineral line. Basically, this will also give him some good scouting intel, as really he does not know 100% sure what is going on other than just kind of his own, you know, his own feelings based on what he sees here. So PuMa coming over, dropping a second bunker. Again, just wants to kind of hold the fort for a little while. Let's move back up here before that Void Ray makes its way across the field. And look at what HerO has. He is opting for a 2-gate robo currently, as he is warping in Stalkers. We see the first Void Ray has now finished. It's going to come up here. And is it actually going to scout? No, it's just going to try to bust down the supply depot. Now, this is actually a good thing here because there's not a lot the Terran can really do about it. See that obviously having lost that depot, the SCVs would have had to make themselves exposed to this fully charged Void Ray if they wanted to repair it. And this is also HerO's way of delaying whatever it is that PuMa is going for, which we can spot up here. He still has not seen hardly anything, but I think there is just one Banshee up cloaked up there starting to do significant damage to the probe line. No real response just yet because HerO really doesn't have a way of doing anything about it. He does have the Observer on the way, of course, Phoenix and a couple Stalkers there. But now that Cloaked Banshee, again, that just confirms what, HerO was thinking maybe earlier, that one base style of play here, and having spotted that the bunker is forced to lift off, we see no more depots there, and of course that Banshee still trying to do any damage that it can. It does only have three mana left, 3 energy, excuse me. It is forced to decloak and run away. So HerO now is in a little bit of an odd situation. We see he is trying to work on taking out the mineral line here, but Quick Viking is going to be able to put a stop to that. Viking obviously has far superior range, can just kite away that Void Ray. Sure enough, it does go down. And we look at the unit composition right now, we can see 8 Marines, 1 Banshee, 1 Viking, so not a lot in the way of just bulk here for the Terran player. But I mean, at this point, he really doesn't need it. You see his Raven just popped out. And he does have a siege tank on the way, no siege tech. He is continuing to produce Marines, working on that combat shield upgrade. We see here that he does not have stim yet. Still no more harassment up here for HerO, but notice how he is starting to work on Immortals now. And I'll take a look at what he has spotted over here. You see, of course, he does know double barracks. So he is anticipating that 1-1-1 style of play, and so pretty much HerO is going to be looking to just continue to work on harassing techniques. If he can just pop off the Raven, lift up any siege tanks on the way, this is pretty typical defense for a Protoss player. Now, let's talk from PuMa's perspective here. I would say right now he is in a really good spot. We see here that, he knows his opponent knows about this. He knows what's going on. So he is just keeping on building in his base. He knows that HerO is not going to be able to really bust up into the main to do any damage, and that loss of the probe is pretty substantial for HerO, as he really needs to get up here and keep an eye on this army, and now he does not have the means to do so, and he is forced to retreat with his forces because, again, not having an observer means that he is not going to be able to detect those Banshees coming down to harass. Fortunately for HerO, he does have one in the main guarding his mineral line. Now notice how this Banshee has spotted the Stargate, going to take out that pylon and leave the Stargate very vulnerable as well. Notice how there's a probe over here on the right side of the map as HerO continues to run around with his 3 Phoenix, maybe hoping to attack this. Oh, going very close to the army. He does scout that crucial information that PuMa is moving out. So here we go with 2 siege tanks total. We look at the production tab and notice that siege tech is just about complete. The Phoenix going to try to do any delaying that they can, managing to lift off a few Marines. Not really crucial at this point. Really they were just there to make sure that some sort of light counterattack could not take place. But you see 3 Phoenix obviously able to handle that. SCVs coming in far behind, actually, maybe trying to avoid HerO actually spotting them. But we see the Marines are continuing to die down here. The Phoenix trying to do any harassment that they can. And again, it's just all about the delay tactics. That's what you need to do in this situation. PuMa, on the other hand, is, well, frankly, he's in a really good spot at this point. We take a look at the income and we see, okay, Mules obviously with a few SCVs, oh, no Mules actually, just some SCVs, able to keep things off the ground, and 22 to 30 on the Harvesters. Notice over here we do have a Dark Shrine on the way. This is far and away from any sort of scouting that PuMa is likely to do, so probably won't be losing that. Of course, we see here that the Raven is, I was going to say it's alive, but maybe the Phoenix can pop it off. That would be a substantial victory for HerO if he can deny that detection. That'll actually make it a lot easier. If he decides to just go straight up Dark Templar, he could actually do a lot more damage. Not having that detection would mean that Terran player would either have to force a, he would have to force a scan, which would, obviously deny a mule. But with the bunker going down up here at the top, you see the Phoenix continuing to try to lift up the SCVs, but there's so many of them here, it is going to be very difficult Fortunately, that Immortal with the range of 6 able to come up here and bust up that bunker, but now we see that PuMa is just moving back and forth ever so slowly, trying to do any damage that he can. We look around and see nothing else still really going on here at the Terran base. Just this back and forth, and this is really what gives partly what gives this 1-1-1 build its strength, is the Marines' ability to just abuse the terrain, hang out here, and just such a great defensible position that the Terran can just keep his Marines nice and bunched up. The Zealots can't really do much of anything to it, and Terran can just come up here and continue to build under the support fire of the siege tank, and he's just going to be pressing forward ever so slowly and do tons of damage. Now notice over here there is one Dark Templar, and did I see a second one in the base? No, I did not. There is just indeed one. As Terran slowly moves forward, we're seeing HerO almost let his Zealots go. He's actually suffering a lot of damage to his Zealot's shields and even a couple casualties there, but the Terran is making inroads into this base. PuMa might actually be able to just pull this off in the next couple minutes here, as well. I mean, frankly, the Protoss doesn't have a way to really deal with this. He has so many Zealots right now. I think that if he could get down here, and if this ramp wasn't here, he would be in a great position, but several Zealots going down right there. Marines just picking them off. No medevacs to heal. There is one stim. PuMa coming up here feeling that it is definitely worth it, wants to make as much damage as possible, or do as much damage as possible. Of course, the bunker going down. Good call in getting the Archon, but it is so close to dying. Oh, it does go down, and now HerO tries to come up here and do any damage that he can. Good force fields. Unfortunately, nothing he can really do with them at this point. I mean, if he had a Psy Storm, this would be beautiful. This would be just, you know, heaven for HerO. But you know, obviously he doesn't here, and I think that Dark Templar was finally taken care of, but not before it took care of a lot of the SCVs. Unfortunately, I can only have my camera in one place at once, and this seemed like it was more of a deciding point in the match. We look at the income and see right now 0 to 25 for the Harvesters. As PuMa moves forward again, this is pretty interesting, folks. 22 minerals for PuMa. So right now, HerO definitely has an advantage in terms of income. He needs to do something about the siege tank here. Notice how all these Marines are coming up, giving additional reinforcements. The PDD has been taken out. However, I think there's enough energy for one more. Yep, right now. And with no detection, this Banshee is going to be able to fire pretty much unchecked. All the probes coming off the mineral line, folks. This could be it, ladies and gentlemen. Complete economy loss for Liquid HerO as the Marines are able to just plow through these forces. There goes the Immortal. The few Stalkers running around as well. We can spot that a little bit of income has started, I think, for, yes, indeed, for PuMa once again, as the Stalker is being microed away. No more units here for Liquid HerO. I think this is it, folks. The Marines are just going to start working down the pylons, and HerO's not going to be able to warp anything. Sure enough, there we go. 2 warp gates now unpowered. A couple Zealots coming in as well. He barely does not have enough gas to warp in one Dark Templar. I think they're 125, if I recall. But, yep, that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. There's the GG from HerO. So congratulations to PuMa for taking this series 2-1. It was just a thrilling matchup, guys. But, of course, as always, if you enjoyed it, please, if you want to leave a comment below, let us know your thoughts, positive, negative, otherwise. And if you watch these games a lot, you can feel free to subscribe, as that helps me out a ton. But as always, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.